Samsung calls this cute new folding phone the Z Flip 4, but there's hardly anything different about it from the previous Z Flip 3. It looks so similar that I'm honestly having a hard time even telling the two apart. Hey guys, my name is Vic with PhoneArena and let me quickly summarize everything new here. First, a bigger battery is the #1 upgrade, and Samsung says having a bigger battery is thanks to a more compact hinge that it engineered, which is nice. And then you also have the new Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor inside the phone, which is the latest and greatest you can get on an Android phone and gives the phone a little extra oomph. And what else? The design, it's mostly the same. Screen sizes are the same. You have the same charging speeds. Samsung says this is the world's first water-resistant phone, but the Flip 3 was just as water-resistant. So it's basically the same everything, really. Calling this even a Flip 3S seems like a compliment, but it's now here. And it's replacing the previous model, so it's kind of new, and nobody else makes foldable phones at all, so this is your best option. And by the way, I think part of the reason why there is so little new here is that Samsung can afford that. No competition means less pressure to innovate, and that has to play a role. Yes, I know I'm being a bit cynical, but it kind of feels that way. To be realistic, we have to remember that this phone is also super tiny, so in this tiny form factor, it's also hard to cram in many new features. But anyway, there are some small differences from the previous generation. First, those metal borders around the glass are far less noticeable on the Flip 4, and it's a small thing, but it looks way more elegant in my opinion. Also, Samsung now uses a matte glass, so fingerprint smudges are no longer an issue. However, the frame of the phone is now glossy though. We wish Samsung improved the way you open this phone. You kind of need to use both of your hands, and it would be really nice if there was just a spring or some way to flip it open with just one hand. It's also water resistant like before, but dust can still very much get in and break the hinge, so you still need to be extra careful not to use the phone in a dusty environment. So as I said, the screen is also the same. It's a 6.7 inches in size and it has this weird 22:9 aspect ratio, so it's tall and narrow, which takes some getting used to. But it's a beautiful AMOLED screen. It has dynamic refresh rate that goes from just 1 Hz all the way to 120 Hz for buttery smooth scrolling. And being a Samsung phone, it has gorgeous colors and is super bright. Of course, you still have all the tricks that come with the form factor. You can kind of have it standing on its own, being its own tripod, and watch videos on just the upper part, which is cool, or you can leave it somewhere and film yourself without having to use the tripod, of course, which is again very cool. There is a new camcorder mode too, which allows you to kind of hold your phone like you would traditionally hold a classic video camera, which is a gimmick, but it's nice. But yeah, having a modern flip phone was unthinkable just a couple of years ago, and then Samsung launched the Flip and the Fold, and now we kind of take them for granted. It's just how we are. We adapt so quickly to new things, and today all of this, the Flip 4, seems trivial, ordinary. We want more innovation. At least that's how it looks from my point of view as someone who reviews phones for a living. Yes, the bigger battery, that is definitely nice, and we'll certainly test it and give you the battery life numbers very soon, but calling this a Flip 4 is definitely a bit of an exaggeration. It's a Flip 3S. It's a good foldable phone in a market of, well, not many others. So if you like flipping and folding and all of that stuff, this is still your best option. And finally, the prices. Well, Samsung is not changing anything here, so the Z Flip 4 still starts at $1,000, which is not super expensive for a foldable, but it is kind of on the expensive side if you compare it to regular phones. And this is for 128 GB of storage. You also have a 256 GB model, and for the first time, you now also have the phone with 512 GB of storage as an option. So that's our first look at the Galaxy Z Flip 3S, sorry, the Flip 4 that is. More refined and better, and still with no competition inside. Let me know if you like it, if you're considering getting a foldable phone at all, and if no, why not? As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.